Well, President Trump gave a 4th of July salute to the country Friday night in front of Mount Rushmore, where he addressed racial inequality. But the latest poll from Monmouth University shows that former VP Joe Biden is leading President Trump 53-41 as we inch closer to Election Day in November. Here to discuss that and more is Yahoo Finance's editor-in-chief, Andy Serwer, back with us. Hey, Andy. So I want to start with this poll that I just talked about from Monmouth University. It seems like Biden continuing to gain momentum, especially in states where we're seeing a rise in coronavirus. Do you think, is it too early to call Trump out just yet?
Oh, yeah. I mean, gosh, I think we all learned our lesson last time around about the polls, number one. I mean, number two, there's the old saw that no one really pays attention to presidential elections till after Labor Day. So let's just make sure that that's probably something we still keep in mind. You know, listen, as far as Joe Biden winning the presidency, I am a firm believer that he has a 50% chance of being elected. And that's as far as I'm going to go. I mean, I really, we just can't tell. You hear about stories that there are Trump supporters who purposely mislead pollsters. Maybe there are people on the other side who do that as well. It's all about turnout. It's about the economy. It's about COVID-19. And it's still, 4 months away.
And what's interesting? I tweeted out a chart this morning. Some of these Biden infrastructure stocks are already starting to rally. Pretty interesting move there.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this before, Brian, that certain stocks and stock groups moving and maybe even the overall market moving on the possibility of Biden being elected. And, my take on that is, first of all, it's way too early to be making those moves. I mean, listen, I guess fortunes are made by people making bets like this. So go for it if that floats your boat. But, I don't think anyone really knows right now. And as far as that notion that Joe Biden's policies would make the markets go down, I find that also sort of not carrying a lot of water, because to the extent that he would raise corporate taxes would be offset by the fact that he might bring a different type of stability, shall we say, to the Oval Office.
Yeah, and of course, a lot depends on the makeup of Congress, right? And whether or not the Senate would swing to Democratic. But I want to get to this piece you put out over the weekend, Andy, that I really enjoyed on our site, talking about the 100 of the greatest things about America in 2020. I think we all need to read that to get a little perspective. One of the things was Hamilton, which of course debuted, the film version debuted on Disney Plus this weekend. But what were some of your personal favorite things about America?
Well, Neil Diamond singing Coming to America and Eddie Murphy starring in Coming to America were two of my favorite things, putting those stacked up. Just a little context here. We've done this for a number of years. I did this at a previous job. So we already had 500 of them because I've done it for 5 years. So this is actually 600 greatest things about America. And we talked in a more serious note here about voting and how important that is as part of our country and our system. And we should be so proud of that and making sure, obviously, that goes through without a hitch in November. Poll workers were some other things we talked about, but we had some fun things on the list, like Tiger King and root beer and those kinds of things as well.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and some things that I hadn't thought about.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.